There's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Miami Dolphins. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Let's go. 60 outlaw.
Here we go. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight right. Tight right. Hey, we got four. We got four down. Four down.
A first carry now for Jordan Howard. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. 5 yards on the game's first play. Second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Pilot, 64, weak. Ready.
Off the play fake. Burnham. And finding the tight end Hooper. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 47. Back to throw. Burnham. And this is caught. It's Parker. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. 25 yards that time.
First down. First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Mike 34. Mike 34. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Get it.
From the gun. Burnham. This is caught. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
Partner, they weren't quite in the red zone, but things are starting to get condensed on the field. Throwing the corner route there, really nice play because it gives them a little bit of room to complete it.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Jordan Howard, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins take it right down and score on the opening drive. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it first and 10 at their 25-yard line.
61, matchbox, lights.
Now Stafford. Eluding the pressure right. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. The tackle there by Patrick Peterson. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Out of the gun, Stafford. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
First down.
Set. Blue 60.
Good track, good track.
Here's Johnson. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a 1st down. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 46. Now it's Stafford. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Give the sack to Jerome Baker.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. To try again after the sack. Stafford. He's got Lewis. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up a touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a 1st down. First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll try the left side. Davenport. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Hey, box drop.
Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. That's an old-fashioned death march there, partner. Took them a lot of plays, but hey, they did the job.
And the defense always preaches getting off the field, making a play, and turning it back over to their own offense. Unable to do so. A long, sustained drive by the offense.
Hauschka adds the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home. Deuce, protein spill.
2nd and 6. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. 23 yards the pickup there.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Running with Howard. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down. Burnham. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Burnham. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin 1st down.
60 Pittsburgh.
On 1st down, they run with Howard. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Burnham. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun. Burnham. Buying time to his left. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
So that one will be accepted. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at the 40. Running from the gun, Johnson. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
At the 47-yard line.
Hey, watch the slant. Spot. Double right. No.
On 2nd down now. It's Johnson. He'll get 3 up to midfield. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
1st down, Detroit.
Set, lady, zebra, 32. Come to my work. We want it. Come to my work. Check. What happened?
Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. He's going to wind up and air it out. He's got it at the 15. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 34.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pumps from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game.
Hey, watch this.
Middle. Undercrunch.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Johnson, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through, and that will knot us up at 10. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. And last time, able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Now this throw caught left side. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Here we go. 60 outlaw. Go. Hey, Mike, 50.
To throw on second down. Burnham. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, Burnham. And that will be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And the Dolphins have come back now to regain the lead. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for second down. The first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Back to throw, Stafford. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun, here's Stafford. And that is incomplete.
The one with the dime look that time on defense just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Well, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Here comes Grant on the return. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. 9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Come on now, let's go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That one definitely helps as they try to push the ball down the field here, trailing early in the third quarter.
And even though they're trailing, not abandoning the running game. People may call it an adjustment. I think it's just much more sticking to what works for you and continuing to have faith in it. And the running game is starting to pay off.
A big run there by Johnson. 57 yards. Trailing here in the third, and that run might just be the spark that this offense needs.
And don't you just get the sense that he's going around, not just in the huddle, but looking over at the bench and saying, ball, give me the ball. Let me carry this thing home.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 5 yards, a good run there, and now second and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead because now the defense can't dictate.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are going to jump back in front. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
Hauschka with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
This is Howard on second down. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. There'll be some contact going on.
And it's complete. Hooper. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They're looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
Ready up.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
Off play action. Burnham. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Devontae Parker with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Dolphins are once again going to retake the lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that gives him a 3-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. Nifty move. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They had seized the lead there for a little bit with a starting drive in the third quarter, but a moment ago the touchdown that puts them back behind.
So their defense is under siege a little bit right now because they have not able to solve their opponents. So they've got to keep hammering away on offense and try and win this one in what appears to be a shootout.
On first down, Johnson. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 41-yard line.
They go to Johnson again. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Stafford on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And it'll be Dolphin football. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 34. So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10. Back to throw. Burnham. Looking and finding Allen Hurns. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. That one good for 13 at a Dolphin first down. This quarterback now 14 out of 17, 82%, and it's first and 10.
They're running it. Switch. Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Check. Lucky. Let's go.
Here's a quick throw out to Wilson. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs as we just saw there.
Mike 51, Mike 51. I got you. 51's the Mike.
Second and 3. Gets it into the arms of Parker, complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That catch puts him right at 100 yards receiving now, and it also gives him a first down.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
60 Pittsburgh.
Hey, pick your game up.
Now.
On first and goal, Howard. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at second and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Second down, it's Henderson. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Darrell Henderson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
And he's going to get taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They begin the drive with Johnson. He'll have a first down and more past the 20. He's at the 50. 30. Past the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson, 92 yards. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic, a lot of fun to watch.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've been rolling the last couple of drives, each ending in touchdowns. So this game is flipped. They were down. Now they're up with the football. We'll see how they handle it.
Can we get a spy on the headset now between the head coach and offensive coordinator? Because they've been in attack mode. Had to get back into the game. Now they have the lead. Do you stay on the attack, or do you dial it back a little bit to try and protect this lead?
Well, my cop-out answer would be somewhere in the middle. I think it's going to be a fine line, is it not?
I think you're exactly right, but I do think if they can stay aggressive and keep them on their heels, they'll be best served that way.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
On 3rd down, Burnham. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mid? Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Jerome Baker able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. They run the counter. Davenport. He's got room to run past the 20. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. Well, they know they've got a good starter. Now the guy coming in to spell him shows he can run it pretty good as well.
And I think he appreciates the starter, wearing people down, tiring them out a little bit. He took full advantage, didn't he? Came in with fresh legs and carried the ball.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Watch that. Watch that. Watch that.
50-50.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
At their 49-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
And middle.
Stafford. Complete. This is Lewis. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
40 got. It's a safety creep. Topper. Kill.
They'll run on first down. Davenport, a pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Check 26. Omaha, ready to move.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
This has been an up-and-down, back-and-forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive could take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. And middle.
43 is the mic, boy. 43. Check, 43.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Here's a 20th carry for Johnson, and he maneuvers his way down to the 3. Yard line.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
A 6-yard pickup brings up.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Move, 32.
Check, 4 down.
They'll run it with Johnson. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They face a critical 3rd, and he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Off the bootleg. Burnham. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game, but a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had, because those haven't been great, but they get a few more quality ones like that. That can finish things off for them.
He'll look to throw. And that's caught inside the 35. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Watch out, watch out.
Look, squeeze.
Running from the gun with Howard. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
Two-jet bombers. Two-jet bombers.
Back to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Devontae Parker was the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere.
Yeah, and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. I thought you were going on the field, but okay, I see you. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Out of the gun, this is Howard. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. He's back to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one, because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
And the kickoff sails out of bounds, and that's going to be a penalty.
You can see the looks on the faces of the rest of the team. You have one job to do. Just kick the ball and play.
Well, that's exactly right, Charles. The kicker, this is just inexcusable.
Absolutely inexcusable. Everyone out there slugging it out for the entire game. Execute your job.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Roger Lewis, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Stafford. Jones has it. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Johnson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. 4 seconds to go. This would send us to overtime. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that's going to tie the ball game at 34. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best, they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now.
Ready? 60 Pittsburgh.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 37-yard line.
Now a first throw here in overtime. Caught by Wilson. Fighting through, and he's got space. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. Big plays back and forth just continue. Both offenses excelling.
And I hear the excitement in your voice while you're calling this game. This hurts my soul as a defensive player, watching these teams go up and down the field and put points on the board.
Do me a favor the rest of the way. Sit back, relax, and just appreciate the offensive dominance that's going on out here.
I'll give it a shot.
A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
We go! 90 Wolf!
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Check 3, check 3.
Protein spill!
34's the mic, 34. Check in, check in. That's right.
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. Parker the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. Or call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. They don't care if it was luck or skill. But the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Looking to throw. Burnham. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
Bobby McCain here, the one who brings him down.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this second down call after that type of a game.
Again, it's Johnson. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Monday. 552.
6 man.
Now Stafford with his first throw of OT. And that's complete to Lewis. And he will have the first down here as he's up to the 15. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Stafford now hitting on 2/3 of his passes. 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short game.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? It creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Check safety. Hey, look 3.
To throw on third down. Stafford. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. The defense does its job. Now they're going to get the ball here in overtime with a chance to win it.
Major league kudos to them, because to get the ball back in this spot, everything was on them. It had to happen, and they pulled it off. They'll get it back for their offense with a chance to win.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Returnable for Grant. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now Howard. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
6-6, pull it high. 5.
Off the play fake. Burnham. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion.
Let's go, D.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Burnham. On the right side, open is Gesicki. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. On first down, it's Howard. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Looking to throw on second down. Burnham. And this is Parker, complete. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So it all rests now on the right foot of Jason Sanders.
A 29-yard attempt.
And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So for the Dolphins, it's a win that might keep them alive in the playoff race as they're back to 500 at 5-5. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll have a quick turnaround as they're back.